No.
You want to call us to order, sir?
All right. I'd like to call this meeting for the Historical Preservation Commission for order today. I guess first thing is citizen comments.
No comments called in, and we have no citizens in the audience.
Wow. All right. Any new business?
Let's do the minutes.
We gotta approve.
Okay, listen, so those who would like to approve the minutes for last meeting, please say aye.
About a motion.
Oh, how about a motion? That's right, I'm not used to this.
I move that we approve the minutes of August 1st,
And I'll second
2024.
that.
Now,
All right,
there you go.
where's the ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Lisa, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm sorry. I was on mute. Yep. Aye.
All
Sorry,
right.
I just can't see you, and so
I
So
think the
unanimous.
option. Oh, it's not. Okay. I thought
we
you had the
are.
option turned off on me. Okay.
I
Right.
can see you.
We can see you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So now we're to the new business.
No, now we're in old
Sorry.
business. That is all the new business, just
Okay.
approval of minutes. We don't have any-
Old business,
Boom.
the priorities plan, are we going? And that's what we're gonna do.
Yes, we're gonna talk about churches today. Okay, so as you all remember, last week, or last month, we reviewed that list of churches that I had come up with. Everybody had, taken on a couple, take, photos. So I am going to share a screen. Lisa, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic, okay. So these are not in the same order as the list that's on your guys's, your packet. So we're gonna go through them, okay? And then we'll have a chat about what we want to move forward with or not. Okay. Okay, so. We're just showing it this way. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Whatever, okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
There it is.
Sorry, this is operator error.
that's all
Having to
right.
do this myself, like, I'm new every single time, because I don't have to do it. Okay, so this is 823 7th Ave. This is the New Spring Missionary Baptist Church. This is 1622 15th Ave, the Unity Church of Clearwater Valley. 514 Warner Ave, this is the Faith Bible Church. 3434 6th Street, this is Grace Lutheran. 1015 Burl Ave, this is Calvary Chapel, and we actually have two photos, just because it's so far from the road, you can't really see its
Mhm.
mid-century modern style, and so we also have this photo, where you can kind of see it has that atrium and stuff. 1002 Bryden Ave, this is the Orchards Baptist. 1033 Burl, this is Blessed Hope Assembly of God. 3436 11th Street, this is Missionary Bible. 1519 Ripon Ave, this is now Hillside Church. I believe this was one of the Catholic churches before they consolidated into the new All Saints. And it occurred to me when I was labeling all of the photos that you guys sent in that I did not include All Saints, and I also did not include the Methodist church that used to be the Civic Theater, so that's my bad. But those ones will probably just want to add to the list. All Saints, of course, is a new build, that's only a couple years old, but the Methodist church that used to be the Civic Theater is a National Register property, so that's definitely one that needs to be on the list if this is something we're gonna move forward with. So then we have 1434 Ripon Ave, this is Jehovah's Witness. 3810 16th Street, this is one of the Latter-day Saints. churches. This bad boy has two addresses, so it's 3732 and 3736 20th Street. This is Tammany View Baptist, way up in the Orchards. 928 Ave, this is Trinity Lutheran. This was a honorable mention that Tamara brought up and that we should probably consider in the grand scheme of this project. So this is 3521 7th Street. This is Lewis Clark Memorial Gardens. So it is a chapel, obviously, normally used for funeral services, not necessarily an active church. But it might fall into that realm of dates that we're looking at if we want to establish, you know, a marker for historic churches.
There you go.
1423 Powers Ave, this is Grace Pentecostal. 1213 Burl Ave, this is Orchards United Methodist. 836 Preston Ave, this is the other Latter-day Saints. 707 Preston Ave, this is Living Word Missionary Baptist. 1128 or 1127 8th Avenue, so this is now the American Legion building.
Oh, yeah.
Questionable whether or not this might have been a church beforehand or if it was just a residence. This is one that I will need to do a little bit more digging to determine that. But when I searched churches, it popped up. So I don't know if it previously had a designation as something or not. Something that we'll do some research on. 812 8th Street, this is Truth Baptist, formerly First Baptist Church. 709 6th Street, Congregational Presbyterian. On your list, it's called Congo Pres, because this was my home church as a child, and that's what we called it.
Everybody knows it is.
Right. I mean, Congregational Presbyterian is a lot of work.
It is.
1205 8th Avenue, this is currently the Lions Club. Lewiston Foursquare Church does meet at this building though, and again, like I said, when I just Googled churches in Lewiston, it did pop up. So it's had some sort of church affiliation, although I do believe it was probably a single family dwelling at one time. 707 7th Ave, this is Gateway Church. 2505 16th Avenue, this is Word of Life Church. 822 Brighton Avenue, this is Orchards Community. 1212 19th Street, this is Lewiston Seventh-day Adventist. And this is one of the ones that Leah looked up, and she was nice enough to include little tidbits that she was aware of. She was under the impression this might have been built in the 60s, so it might be on the cusp, but it is in a neighborhood that is predominantly mid-century modern. So it might be one to consider. It does have a little bit of that mid-century modern style, with the windows being real high up and having that brick front. 731 8th Street, this is the Episcopal Church of the Nativity. 633 5th Ave, this is the former St. Stanislaus Church next to the hospital. This one is also already on the register. And I believe Leah noted that she thought this might have been one of the oldest churches still standing in Lewiston. And then we have 231 5th Street. This is Granite Lake Church. This one, I want to say it might have been like,
Building.
It was a
yeah,
library.
the library, and then I
Yeah.
think it was also like a congressional office of some sort.
Yeah, well,
It was also,
There's definitely,
when we were kids, it was.
So there's some
federal
cool stuff
building.
about this
Yeah.
place.
yeah,
and it was a school too.
Yeah, so it's been a number of things, so
So it's
Definitely
just
one that-
been there.
yeah, definitely one that has some cool history.
it was probably built about the same time as the Carnegie Library.
Probably.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Yeah.
Okay, then 2102 8th Street, this is River City Church. Not great photos because it sits behind the fingerprints.
And it's a
daycare,
new church.
preschool. And it's a newer one, so I don't know that we'll have a lot of time. Okay, and so that's the end of my photos.
Wow, there's a lot of churches that.
And that's not even all of them, because Ed had like 3 more that he thought were all newer than 1950.
Well, I did a little
Or less
research.
than- less
Yeah,
than
so
50
they
years
were all
old.
like late 60s.
Gotcha.
And so he
It was like
did not send
Naz-
photos of those.
The
because he
Nazarene
was like,
Church,
like-
we, on A Street, we drive by it, it's like.
That's a seventies one for sure.
It's the seventies, and then Echo Hills was late sixties, early
Mhm.
seventies. And then the other church was the Methodist Church.
Up on Broadview.
Broadview, yes, and
Mhm.
it, and.
It's a seventies church too.
Yeah, it's late sixties, early seventies, right on the, right there, so that's why I didn't include those photos.
Not a big.
So anyway.
So, so those are all of our pictures.
Mhm.
So the next step, yeah. Oh, Lisa, did you have something to add?
Oh, I think we might have missed the Our Lady of Lourdes on 21st.
Oh,
What used
yeah.
to be Our Lady of Lourdes.
Yes, yeah, and I was mentioning the other ones that I had like kind of just forgotten because my brain.
And maybe it's too new to consider, but
But that, no, that's a good one. Okay, wait, Lords,
Isn't that building that used to be the right next to it, isn't that the they used to have?
yes.
Was a nice sound effect.
Yeah.
This is the problem with doing everything through Zoom is that my office phone still goes to my Zoom. Okay, so Lady of Lords, and then, the Methodist, formerly Civic, I forgot that one. And then, not that it's old enough, but then All Saints. Okay,
What about the school? I think it's too new, but I'm not, it's the Seventh-day Adventist school up in the Orchards, right?
oh, Beacon,
Beacon, is
That
that
what-
always been a school, or I thought at one time they used to use it as their church?
I thought it was used to the church too. That's another one we can do some research on. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's Beacon, that's what, like on Stewart and Sixth?
Stewart,
Yeah,
Peter,
yeah,
or something.
Sixth and
Somewhere
Stewart
down
there.
in there.
Is it Stewart?
Any other ones that you guys can think of? I know sometimes it's one of those things you run through those photos and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, oh, wait a minute.
Did we get that one church? I don't know what the street, where the insurance company is out on Normal Hill, the one big church that was on there, and it's right before you go down that really dipsy.
Oh, yes, that was,
corner.
that was the very first
That was
church.
the first.
Okay, all right, okay,
picture
Miss-
we
Yeah,
had.
very first,
Gateway,
that's
okay,
on Seventh Avenue.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, okay.
Yes, we got
That's
that one.
okay, and,
Yeah.
and I was gonna ask Katie, but
I couldn't think of the street.
I tried to, I started making a list of the ones that I thought might be ones that we'd wanna look at,
Uh-huh.
but can we just zip through the photos again? Would that be a possibility?
Yeah, that'd be
And then let's make a little list of ones that we might consider. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah,
good
I think
idea.
that's a great idea.
Okay.
Back to the beginning.
We're just gonna say yay or nay.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about, yeah.
Yes. So
Yes, that's the church right there that you were just talking about.
Right.
yeah, so this, I,
Right at the top of Miller Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, what's the name of the church now? New Spring, should we use that?
yeah.
Okay,
It's on Seventh Avenue,
New Spring Missionary Baptist Church.
New Spring, okay, got it. That's old.
okay.
Okay, check mark it. You, okay.
That's-
This is a residence, isn't it? Wasn't it?
That's the one that was, it's right below Clearwater Medical, right
Yes.
next door to it.
It's a
And
beautiful.
It
used to be
started as
beautiful
a
building.
residence. I
Yeah,
remember as a
It's a
kid
big
going
house.
to
It's a
my
huge
parents'
house.
friends, and that was their house.
They live there?
and it needs some work.
It was
Yeah, not big.
one of the judges.
It might be one of those that we'd look at
As a-
at
I'm gonna
different time.
I'm gonna put a check mark next to it and maybe we just do a little digging on it and
Oh,
we
yeah,
see,
that's
we see
cool.
how we feel.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
yeah, it hasn't been a church for very long.
It's been a church at least
It used to be doctor's offices too.
30 hours?
30 years.
Nice, I
But
was
I remember-
thinking 41.
I remember being in church when I was in junior high.
But it's one of those
so-
beautiful old
The
Victorians.
building's
beautiful,
cool.
they just
No,
let it
the
go.
building's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they haven't done any updates. Okay, then we have Faith Bible Church up on Warner. It's hard to tell.
That looks
I
like
believe
a
it's a newer
70s.
church, yeah, it's a newer church.
seventies, maybe
70s.
and eighties.
Okay. And Grace Lutheran, this is probably definitely a seventies, just based on the style.
It's
So-
always been there and I was born in 71 and I live right next to it.
Okay, maybe we should check her out.
Let's,
See how-
yeah,
I
sure.
think
Because
it's
it's a
got to be
beautiful church.
60s,
Great.
late 50s, early 60s.
Okay, we can do a check on that one. Okay. And then Calvary Chapel, we're thinking this is probably a 50 or 60s. That's the mid-century, but we would again need to do some digging. Part of the problem is that the buildings were always a church. The county doesn't have any information. I already reached
Yeah.
out to them and they only had like 4, but they were ones that like had been residences that had like converted.
Gotcha.
But this is something we could probably spend some time with the Historical Society or reach out to Mr. Brantine and see if he has any information. Okay, that's the second one of that. Okay, so then Orchards Baptist up on Bryden.
It's newer,
I
isn't
think
it?
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a newer church.
It's kind of blown up, grown up over the years.
So is this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Blessed Hope, I also a newer
Yes, it's a newer church.
Bible.
I feel like that at one time was a house.
Yeah.
I
Or a
also feel
doctor's
like that
office
might have been
Or
a house
duplex or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just based on the shape and
Yeah.
Yeah.
style of it. And then Hillside up on Ripon,
Wonder, depending on when it was built, because again, it's a,
That was the.
it was
that
original
the Catholic.
Yeah.
church.
yeah, because it was Saint James.
Yes.
Yeah.
St. James.
But anyway, it'd be interesting to do a little digging on that one, because I'm thinking that might be on the cusp
I think it is.
as well.
Third from the bottom.
I don't always remember it as a child with my friends in that area. I feel like it was built in the 70s, but I'm not like late 70s.
Okay, so then we have 1434 Ripon.
I think it's,
I feel like that's
That's
a
too
new.
new.
Okay, and then
That one's pretty new. I
That's-
think that one was
that's new
built in the
too.
80s or 90s.
yeah. That one's a newer church as well. Yeah,
Trinity Lutheran.
That's been there
That's
forever.
one.
1947.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the one because I researched all of when they all kind of came about and such, and this Trinity Lutheran was 1947. And
That's one.
actually, the old River City Dance Hall or dance thing, we actually, I think, did a review on it a
Yes, when
little
they were
bit ago.
going to.
So that building was the church that Trinity,
That was a
and then they
church, yeah.
moved to this building in 1947.
Okay, Second Street, by Pioneer, I'll put that one on my list of ones
Okay.
to add to.
Mhm.
Okay, super. Okay, and then Lewis Park Memorial Gardens, that looks like a 40 or 50s.
We need to save that
situation,
stained
so-
glass.
I know. Well, and
Yeah.
they just had a leak when that major flood happened. And so that front, I only know this because
It's
that's where
cool
my mom is at.
inside.
But that
Yeah,
front
it's
beam
nice.
is rotted away. And I'm hoping that they can get it saved. They got the leak fixed, but.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just finish on that one. Grace
Got-
Pentecostal, so I think that's another
Gosh,
one, that might have been a
looks new.
house.
Yeah.
It kind of goes on back behind, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. and it has a-
That one looks, I don't know, I think it was kind of old.
We could add it to the list to do some digging on.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with doing some digging.
The United Methodist, I
That
think.
one,
Girl.
that one at least was 70s. I
Yeah.
think that was late 60s when it was built.
I think it's newer.
Okay, 707 Preston, I have no idea which is this one.
They refaced it and the back behind there, it's like added on and added on.
I bet it was a residence, honestly.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would make, given where it's located,
Yeah.
that would make the most
Yeah.
sense.
Mhm.
Was that the one that they used
That's
as
a
a
residence.
dance school for a while?
In my eye.
Yeah, but it's almost too obvious.
Mhm.
Residence question mark, okay, Truth Baptist, this is an old one.
Yeah, like this one.
Street,
Mhm.
Key,
Res is an
yeah,
old
Key
one.
trees. Oh, yeah, Congo for sure,
with
right?
its- With its columns, okay, we're thinking this one is probably a residence
Yeah.
also.
I feel like it was an apartment when I was in high school.
Yeah, maybe.
That would definitely make sense, cause I know that it's like really broken up inside.
Hmm.
I think if you enter from here, it's different than if you enter from the side. Okay,
course,
Gateway we
Gateway.
know is an oldie but a goodie, okay? I feel like this, might have been like a seventies,
Yeah, that's a newer church.
okay, 25,
That's the one out past Blue
blue ribbon.
Ribbon.
Oh,
Yeah, right,
yeah,
yeah.
it took me a while.
Yeah, I know, you
And then,
drive by
like,
them,
some
but
of
you
these are
don't
like,
see
you're
them the
like,
way
where
that
is
you
that?
take a picture of.
Yeah.
There's another Baptist church down there. Did we miss it?
Emmanuel Baptist. I was
Oh,
just
yes,
gonna say,
there's one right
Emmanuel?
next door to it.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking. I just
Emmanuel
had
Baptist,
another
they
one in
added
my
on the
head,
one
yeah.
part, but the original building was old, the far end, this side, because I know I went to church there when I was little.
And that's like near this one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, know what I just thought
Yeah.
of? There's one tucked in, behind like Guardian Angel Homes and
Yeah.
the Veterans,
Up there?
Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah, no, like where it.
And then
it's into Modoc,
there's
there's
another,
one in there.
there's another one on Southway. There's a little church on off of Southway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With the whole sign, and
With
they
a
have all
good-
the
yeah,
stuff.
But I mean, it's a newer church, but.
Oh,
we're-
That's true. He's
Oh,
in
yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
They always
Right
have
by
those
my
really
house.
quick-
It's like a block away from where I live.
And
The one
Brenda,
across
what did
from the
you
Four
say you
Horsemen.
thought the other one on 16th was Emmanuel Baptist?
Emmanuel Baptist,
Mhm.
and the end of it
Didn't even
is
think
old,
of that.
towards 20 or 17th or 21st, and the other side is new.
There's another one that's, it's definitely too new, but there's another church just from, I can't even think of the street right now. Where the church, that has the school in it, right behind where Polar Bear Yogurt used to be.
Oh, Nazarene.
So.
Yeah, that's next, yeah, we looked at it.
If you go up that street that goes between their two churches, there is a church on the left, on the right-hand side.
That's the Methodist
Is it
up
the-
on Broadview,
Is it Med?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the other Methodist one.
And then,
behind where they put the Masons Lodge.
you know,
Yeah,
and this got me
yeah, yeah.
thinking, there's one tucked behind A&B Foods on 8th Street.
Oh, yeah.
That's old.
And I go there like every other
And then
day.
one-
I
that
drive
one
through the
that
parking
used
lot
to
and
be
look
the
at
Mormon
that church. Yeah.
Right behind A and B, right on the street, that's now the college. The college bought it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's an old building.
Before
The
that,
music.
before that,
Let's
it was a
go.
Lutheran church, I think.
This is awesome stuff.
And that one's pretty old.
That one is
Yeah.
pretty old.
Yeah, it
That has
is.
that
I
same
remember
column
that one.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you thought of
See,
that.
this is a great discussion. We're thinking of all kinds
And then
of.
there's the one
remember
behind
going to
Amy's
it.
Beauty Shop that's now the, it's a radio station or something. I think that's kind of old.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about, it was a TV
it's called
station.
Victory TV.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know
Yeah.
what you're
Okay.
talking about. Over
And
the
it's
high-
like off either 9th or 10th.
Might be 11,
Yeah, cause you go, yeah, so I think it's on 10th, because if you turn on 11.
Yeah, they did
right
like
before you get to
live
Middle High School.
radio broadcast stuff out
Yes.
of there.
Yes.
What about on Preston? There's actually quite a few that used to be churches that are either been converted to homes or something like that, but there was one that is now a dance studio, I think,
Oh, yes, that's on
Used-
Warner.
on Warner.
That's
Yes.
That
Warner.
used to be a
Footnotes.
church.
Eighth and Warner,
But
right in
no,
there.
it's Warner. Okay.
That's
We'll
right.
Pick that one up too.
Nailing it. Love it.
Okay, so 822 Brighton Avenue, I feel like part of this one might be an older one, the part that sits very close to Brighton, and then this actual structure is newer.
Mm-hmm.
I will put that on my list just to see what I can find. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go pull all the property files for these. And I can provide that kind of information. That doesn't always tell us exactly when it was built, but at least give some history. And then we can do kind of some outreach to, other places too. Where are you on here? Right, there it is.
Yeah, the actual old portion of it is totally separate from
Yes.
this.
Yeah,
It's on
isn't
the
it
front.
like right
It's
out on
right
Brighton?
on Brighton.
Yeah.
It's like a wooden structure.
Yes,
Where?
that's almost like a house, but I don't think it's a house.
It's never been a house, it's always been a church.
Church.
I think so
It
too.
does look much different than
Another
this
one that came.
portion of it.
Their add-ons are, some of their add-ons are newer. but
And
yeah.
I think there's one down there by Pioneer Park that's down, Kinder Music's in there now. I want to say it's a biker church. I don't know if it was a biker place for a while. And then they redid it and then now it's a dance studio, or part of it is. It's down by Pioneer Park. It's up about 2 blocks.
Oh,
in front
yeah,
of those
that's,
apartments.
that's the old River
So
City.
yeah, that's one that he was.
Oh, okay, that's okay, sorry,
Yes.
okay.
No, you are,
That's where that, the
okay,
Lutheran church moved to the new.
Okay.
Seventh Day Adventist, so I think
Oh,
we should check
gotcha.
this one out just to see
Mhm.
where on the cusp it falls, because it does have that mid-century modern look, and that is,
And didn't they add on that?
yeah, so I think this
Yeah.
part. This part right here is an
About
add-on and this
nineteen
is the main.
sixty-five, somebody
thing.
said the word fundraiser. And that's when all these churches just blew up.
Okay,
I know this one's got some history.
yep, so.
Yeah,
this
that
one
one's been there.
definitely- It's been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Saint
Of course,
Santa,
yeah.
obviously.
Yep.
This one?
This
Yep.
one ditto. I think this one will be really interesting because of all the different things it's been.
Mm-hmm.
River City Church is too new.
Who know?
Okay, that's the last one I have pictures of.
All right, cool. That is
Super, so we've. I have like 12 that I need to add to the list. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then 18 that we would like to move forward with doing additional research on.
When you do those 12, do you want to divide those up, or we could go get pictures and have it?
Yeah, so we can do it kind of the similar as we did last time, where I will update the spreadsheet. I can send the spreadsheet out to everybody again. I will add the ones that we've just discussed.
Uh-huh.
And so since there's only 12, I don't know if just like 2 or 3 of you want to volunteer to do those photos instead of giving everybody one, and then we can split up the 18 into, like, everybody gets 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can do quite a few. I'm on vacation this week, so I will,
You go.
I got some free time.
Okay, well, they can do
That
it.
way I don't have to do all the honeydews.
Awesomeness.
All right, okay, so tomorrow's going to do additional photos. Brenda, did you want to do some too? Okay, so I will split it up between you two. Super, okay. Okay, so I think that that's our next step is I'll update the list with the 12 additional ones we've kind of come up with during discussion. And then I'll assign everybody 2 of the addresses to either reach out to the Historical Society, or maybe even contact the church directly and be like, hey, we're working on a project trying to find information about your buildings. Do you guys have anything in your archives,
Yeah.
or, you know, do you have information that you can share? And then we can ask everybody, bring that back to October. I think we just keep chugging along like that and figure out how this project's gonna
Come together.
come together and
This
what
is
it's gonna
cool.
look like.
I
And
like it.
then, you know, much like we did when we did plaques, to be able to apply for grant funding, you really have to have your project pretty well fleshed out in order to do an application. So
Mhm.
if we can get everything kind of fleshed out by early spring, we can hit that July grant cycle and
Nice.
see if we can get some money and maybe we do plaques again.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. well,
That makes us doing stuff.
Yeah.
That
And I
makes
think
me
this
super
is-
happy.
I think this is a fun one.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting.
I'll get a rake. It's shovels.
Wasn't there a church out in North Lewiston? Out towards where the baseball,
I don't know.
I feel like there was it
don't
might be
remember.
gone
It might
now,
be.
so I'll have to drive over there because I remember.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna do a little drive around and see something that,
It might be gone.
There might have been a lot of properties that they just pitched tents and had a vibe.
Yeah. Well, in the 70s, there, 60s and 70s, there was.
Oh, that,
I don't
yeah,
know.
Jesus Revolution, I remember that. Yes.
cool, okay.
All right.
Does anyone have anything else about that? Any other input you would like to provide or ideas of the direction we should go?
No, I'm loving the direction.
Yeah.
One church, it's off 21st Street. It's on the left-hand side, kind of like where the Money Saver is. And I didn't see it in
Oh,
the pictures. It's not a church.
Metropolitan.
It's kind of that
like,
mid-century
Yeah,
line, like on the cut.
Yeah,
It's got the big arch and it's long. My massage guy used to be there.
Oh,
And
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
I don't know.
way up
It's a
there.
wooden-
That's good
yeah.
thinking, Lorinda.
Yes,
I don't know what.
okay, that's off Thane.
Yeah, it's
I
right
know
across
which one
from
you're
the Mason,
talking
yeah.
about.
It's, I think it is a
That's like.
appliance
700
repair
blocks.
Yeah.
or something like
It might be on
that.
the cusp. It's got that kind of mid-century.
Okay.
It's
I will-
Metropolitan.
I will figure out what,
for Metropolitan Services.
yeah, I will figure out what the address of
Yeah,
that
okay.
one is. I know which one you're
Appliances,
talking about.
Yeah.
like-
Like
Yeah,
across from
run
Money
down
I know
Thing,
for a
what
yeah.
while,
building
didn't
it's
it?
talking
Huh?
about.
Run down for a little
Yeah,
while.
it's kind of still run down a little bit. but
Yeah, I don't think it operates as a church anymore. I
it's
believe it's like office spaces
It
and
is,
stuff now.
it is.
But I know which one you're talking about. I'll track down that address. Super, okay. Okay, so that's all good for that. Do we have any commissioner comments? Do you guys have anything else?
No, I'm glad that this project is fun and
Yeah.
cool, and I think we're gonna have fun with it, so.
I love the fun part.
Yeah, this is good, keeps everybody motivated
Okay,
and
and
interested.
we don't have Cassie here, so no council liaison comments. So then for staff comments, so the October meeting is supposed to be on October 3rd. I will actually be in Moscow at an APA conference, so I will not be here. So I wanted to talk to the commission about moving the regular meeting back a week and doing it on October 10th. Same time, same place. This room is available that Thursday, which would just be,
Thursdays are
One
good
back.
for me.
It's fine with me.
you guys have problems with that? Super. Okay, so I will cancel the regular meeting and then I will schedule, we have to call them special meetings because they're not the regular. But we'll do that on October 10th at the same time. Okay,
Cool.
anything else?
I don't have anything. Anybody else got it? Lisa, you got something?
Nope, I think that sounds great.
Okay, so you can ask for a motion to adjourn.
So I need a motion to adjourn.
So,
Go ahead.
You,
No, you go ahead.
okay, so moved. She can second
Fight about it.
it. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
I motion that we adjourn.
We
Second.
stomping over everybody.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Any opposed?
All right, thanks.
Here, I'm not gonna do anything.
Great meeting.
If you want.
I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Go away happy.
It's amazing.